Hello there, Sagittarius, and welcome to your March reading. I hope that this month is getting off to a stellar start, and I cannot wait to see what kind of energy and information is coming through for you this month. Now, as you know, every month I like to begin with some channeled information. The way that I achieve this is I select a deck of cards, I meditate before the reading, and I usually get either an image or a word or some sort of information that I feel is pertinent to the reading. When I was meditating on your sign, what I received was sort of like an image or a stop frame of a race, and I saw the person taking off before the sounding whistle or the sounding gun had been played. And so what's important for you this month, or what I'm going to infer from that message, is you really want to pay attention to proper timing. And more importantly, you want to take your time to do all of the research to make sure that you're comfortable with whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. Just don't be pushed into doing something before you feel like it's right. I think if you do that, that's going to be the best way that you can avoid that false start that I see as a possibility. The whole reason we do the readings every month is so that you can avoid those sorts of things. So hopefully, by taking your time, by doing things that feel right, and by not being pushed into something, you can avoid the false start. Now, with that in mind, you know, things still happen sometimes, and we can't always avoid having to act now. And if you feel like a false start has happened for you, the best thing that you can do is basically to dust yourself off and think, I'm going to do it even better the next time. We just got through with the Olympics. Think of what an Olympian does, particularly in the Summer Olympics. Like I said, if there's a track and field false start or in the swimming events, they will start again, and you see them psych themselves back into that whole idea of competing, of doing their best. All you can do is your best at any moment. If it wasn't good enough, you show up and try it again. And you maybe tweak your effort a little bit based on the past failure or success that you just experienced. So that's all you can do. And I want you to think that instead of things working against you, that it's actually the guiding hand of the universe pushing you into the perfect timing. So maybe if something falls apart and your plans don't turn out as you had initially hoped, when you try the second time, that's when you make a splash and things are amazing. So pardon all of these sports metaphors here, but I think that if you really think in the mind of an athlete or a competitive person, and you're really trying to be your best, you're not trying to compete with others. It's just, can I show up every day and do my best? And also, can I trust in all of the training, the timing, the deep soul knowledge that I already have? You will be fine. So that's basically your advice for this month. Listen to yourself, avoid the false starts if you can. If you receive a false start, then just try again and hit it out of the park the second time, okay? No more sports metaphors for the rest of this reading. I'm not even that much into sports, but they were coming through with the visuals, so I go with that. Speaking of visuals versus what I was using before, in the past, you know, I used to use note cards for channeled information. I'm trying to be a little bit more environmentally conscious and not use them. And also it allows for me to more fluidly channel the information. So I meditate beforehand, I get the initial image or words, and then as I deliver it, I'll receive additional information. So it actually benefits you and it saves the environment. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start to shuffle the cards now. For those of you that are new to the channel, I just want to say welcome and thank you for joining me. And anybody that's been here before, welcome back. For the new people, the way that I organize this, after I do that channeled information, I go ahead and lay out a Celtic cross, and then I expand the forecast to look at health, wealth, love, and destiny. At this point, I like to be quiet and just see what the cards are bringing forward. So let me do that. I'll pull the camera down a little bit more so you can see everything, and then we'll get the catalyst card after this. Now let's go ahead and take a look at this catalyst, which I was just talking about. The catalyst is really, if there were a theme for the month, this would be the theme card. It's what ties everything together, and it also helps you overcome any boundaries or barriers that you may experience over the course of the month. And we have the powerful and beautiful dragon card. Now what I think is most important about this dragon card is the fact that it's featuring the eye. And with this I see two messages coming through. The The first is that both power and beauty are in the eye of the beholder, and I want you for this moment to think that others are looking at you and thinking that you're powerful, that you're capable, that you're able. Rather than feeding any sort of insecurities out into the universe, just assume that people are viewing you as a formidable and a very beneficial partner in whatever you're trying to partner up in the world, or in this month in particular. So recognize your own strength and power. It's no accident that your crowning card is that. It's the strength card. So see that strength within yourself. Recognize it in people around you. Allow them to inspire you. Couple up with people that you can learn from. But by and large, this is a very good card for you because it's showing that you're able to command attention and also hold your own. When we think of like mythology or any sort of fiction, dragons are usually used to indicate wealth, power, and respect. So I want you to feel and project those things in your aura and in your mind this month, and I think that's going to help you attract that in your life as well. Now let's take a look at the cards and further delve into the messages of this month. You have two beautiful cards at the center. We have the King of Cups. Now I will say it is in reverse, so one thing you want to be aware of this month is not letting your emotions weigh you down or get in the way of your perception, because again, your crowning card is strength, so I think that you're probably in a better situation than you may feel that you're in, and the King of Cups card is reminding you to temper your emotions a bit. I'm going to pay more attention to the card that's on top of that, which is the Star, and the Star indicates a couple of things. One, that there might be that moment where you need to step up and show your power. Two, it also is illustrating that for any of you that are in entertainment or in the creative arts or are ready to sort of launch some sort of a business or highly visible platform, this month is supporting you in that. I just want you to again recognize your potential and know that the power of this dragon card is there with you, and the most important thing that you can remember is timing, which we talked about at the beginning of the reading. Making sure that you're not rushing into something and making sure that you feel confident about when and if you are going to share this with the world. As we look at your grounding card here, what's coming from the deep past here, it's a foundational card. And one thing that you want to pay attention to, particularly for those of you that are trying to start something up this month, is do you have the financial capital to make it happen? The second element of this that I want you to pay attention to is, do you feel it in your heart? Are you ready to do it? Although it's missing in this particular illustration, usually with the Four of Pentacles, we see someone holding a coin right over their heart, which is speaking to what are you holding back? What's there that is making you feel either not ready or not comfortable with moving forward? It feels like that has happened in the past and you need to get through that before you're ready to move forward. This can happen also for those of you that are perhaps on a rebound relationship or have been hurt in the past. It's about opening your heart up. And what I like about the illustration here is you just start basically from the most foundational elements, one step at a time. And as long as you feel safe, secure, and ready, everything else is going to be okay. You don't want to build a house of cards, however. Take the time to build a foundation that you feel comfortable with. That's another sort of nod to the original message of not having a false start. All right, one great beneficial energy coming through towards the first week of the month. Here's the Queen of Swords. This is also in your recent past, showing that I do feel like you're more able to speak up for yourself this month, and that spoken and written communication can be your best friend. This is a card that benefits anyone who is owning their own business, who's a mother, or who is in a position of power, or wants to kind of create that sense of autonomy in their life. So if you're feeling a little bit tired of being in codependent relationships, or if you feel like you really wish that you had more of a voice, that Strength card is saying you already have it, start to own it. Now as we look at your Eight of Cups card here, it's not a traditional illustration with this. What I'm actually seeing here is a second chance to go back and fix something that you weren't happy with before. So I want you to pay attention to something in your life that you wish you could change, that you wish you could have a quote-unquote do-over. This card is saying you're going to get that opportunity towards the middle of the month. The other thing for this is just paying attention to fine details is really, really important this month. And when I combine that with the Queen of Swords, which for me can be associated with a lawyer as well, if there's anything in your life that you need to have some sort of supervision or a second set of eyes to look at, this would be a great time to do that, particularly in the area of contracts and anything that involves a written agreement. You want to be careful of this month. So when we look at the environment, I'll get to the ego in a second, but when we look at the environment card, no surprise that we have the Hangman because of the false start information that I got at the beginning. So I really want you to understand that there are positive elements to the Hanged Man. When you go back to the mythology of it, I believe it goes back to Odin, who was hanging upside down to gain insight. And sometimes we learn from our delays. And so I want you to see this as a chance for you to reevaluate if something like this happens. Even if it's just a delay, you don't have a false start, it's more that you decide to wait. That waiting can be a powerful period because you can perfect whatever it is that you're trying to show to the world. Again, it can be a part of yourself too that you just don't want to talk about yet. Whatever this is, I feel like there's something in your life that's not fully baked and you need to wait a little bit. And this card is begging for you to have patience and not to feel like this represents a lack of worth or a lack of success, as we see the coins falling out of this guy's pocket. That's not the case. Sometimes it takes a lot of strength to realize that you're not ready for something. That could be a relationship for some of you. You might just decide, I thought I wanted this relationship, or I thought I was ready to start a family or adopt or whatever, but now isn't the time. So you might have to have that conversation with the one that you love as well. So whatever your delay is or whatever your sort of your aha moment is, just respect it and realize that it's a sign of strength that you're embracing it. When I'm looking at your ego this month, it's a reverse Six of Swords, which shows perhaps for some of you some delays in travel or wanting to spend a little bit more time at home for those of you that do a lot of commuting for work or trying to limit the amount of time that you're spending like in a train or an automobile, trying to just basically get a little bit more grounded this month. The other thing with the Six of Swords is distancing yourself from people in your life. And when it's reversed, it could show that you're ready to forgive someone. It might be time now to mend ways with someone that you feel estranged with, or at least let go of the energy that you were kind of hanging on. Maybe you're still following them on a social network, or you keep asking about them with other people, and you wake up one day and you think, all right, I'm now ready to move on. I feel better. I don't feel that connection with the person. You know, I have a contract release video that I did in my guided meditations. You can take a look at that if that's something that you want to try to do. It's on my YouTube channel. You can also do just a search on my website and it should show up under guided meditations. Now, as we look at your hopes and fears for this month, we have the King of Wands card. It's reversed. There's always a warning when I see this to try to be open to new ways of thinking and new ideas. And the other thing here is really not trying to be so protective of your ideas that you don't get the constructive criticism that you need. And it's always hard, especially if there's something that is near and dear to your heart, when you put it out there for the public to scrutinize. I do it every month with videos. You never know how it's going to be received. You have to follow your heart and know that once you let it out, it's the best that you could do. And then if you get criticism, you think, all right, I'll take that in consideration for next month. And that's kind of how I work with it from month to month. Because if you let one bad piece of feedback kind of like hold you back, then you would never get better and you would never be able to improve. So we look at the last card. I really like this Five of Swords. It was reversed, but let me show it to you in the upright position. Typically the Five of Swords is a card where you might be having second thoughts on something that's going on. You might be wanting to distance yourself from someone. Now what I like about this one is that we see that this person is capable of reshaping their future and reshaping their view on what the present is. Because the key thing to remember is that perception is reality. And when you perceive something going on in your life as beneficial, then it actually becomes beneficial. If you see someone in your life as having power and being evil or doing things to you, then you give them the power to do that. So what you want to do is put yourself in a way of perceiving things that are always working to help you be better, to help you be stronger, to believe that the universe is constantly working to enhance and enrich your life. Because it's true for each person on the planet that we're all here in a sort of PhD study in our own soul. And the people that we call into our lives, the experiences that happen to us, both quote unquote positive and negative, they're actually all positive and they're all here to teach us, and we can learn from them. And the sooner that we learn from them and release them, the sooner we can get on to the next phase. So see yourself as the blacksmith, someone that's capable of taking an experience, understanding it for what it's worth, and then reshaping it into a larger message. When you do that, you're going to feel more empowered, and that's what this card is encouraging you to do. Take your power back and take these experiences in your life and see them exactly as what they are, which are blessings rather than blocks. Okay? Let's go ahead now and expand the forecast. Let's begin with your health card. Health includes mind, body, and spirit. Let's give it a good shuffle and see what the message is for health this month. Actually, this one flew right out. So it's a month for you to take care of your body and heal. And what I see with this, and I actually associate this one with a very positive version of the Devil card. And in particular, this is about letting go of any sort of vices, habits, or situations in your life that have been holding you back. You see that he is unshackling himself from whatever it is that he created. It's sort of like that moment in Scrooge when, or A Christmas Carol, when Marley's talking to Scrooge and talking about the chains he built throughout his life. We can unshackle ourselves at any point in time, and the freedom is actually just a decision from within. So I want you to look at your habits this month. It could be eating, it could be any sort of substances that you're putting into your body that are not beneficial, so some sort of drugs. It could also just be a lack of activity. Whatever you want to improve in your life, make a decision now that I am going to take my power back, make the changes that are necessary, and feel that I'm ready now to no longer be attached to that. So removing attachments that will make you healthier and happier in the long run. Now let's take a look and see what the wealth card has to say about money, career, and opportunities therein this month. Your wealth card is manifest. And notice how beautiful the illustration here is. It is reversed, but I'll get into that in a second. First thing that I notice here is the rainbow, which typically shows me that there's been a period of struggle. And you think of, because I associate rain with that, you know, sometimes emotionally charged situations, feeling of sadness, frustration, etc. But at the end of this rainbow, I see growth, and it's almost like we're looking through the rainbow at the other side. So, and focusing right on all of that green growth at the beginning here. So I want you now to see that there's opportunity coming after a period of struggle, or for some of you, it could be a period of delay. And the card reversed means you need to be focusing your efforts this month on places that you can grow. Not places that you can't help or that you need to sort of like write off or let go of. It's more about gains and opportunities, not so much the losses. So if you're a business, it's about writing off the losses and moving forward. If you're an individual, it's about paying down the bills and the debts and then starting to save up for the future. But knowing that whatever the losses were, they're not permanent. And when you start to allow for new opportunities and success to come in, then that manifestation can start to happen. But you have to let go of the past for that to happen. So I see a period of growth after delay, okay? That's a great sign for you. And if you're going through struggles right now, don't give up. And if you've already gotten through them, embrace now what looks like it's going to be a very nice period. At least over the course of this month, you should start to see some money situations starting to pick up. Now let's take a look at love and relationships in your life and see what the message is for this month. Your love message this month is to clear and shield your energy. And for those of you that already know how to do this, that's great. But if you don't, I also have some videos on my site on how you can smudge. There's some great ones on YouTube as well. But what's most important here is with clearing and shielding your energy, you want to start every day off actually with a meditation and just imagine that there's some sort of a protective energy around you. Sometimes I use sunlight and imagine a ray of light shining down, and you could see that as a spotlight that could follow you all day and even all night. The light, you're always connected to the sun. You can just see that connection between you and the sun and feel that you're always protected. That's one way you can shield yourself. The other thing is, this card is telling you to just protect yourself overall. If there's someone in your life that feels like they're a little bit toxic, or when you enter the room and they're in it, you almost feel like they pull the energy out. You want to try to distance yourself from them. We saw this card, for some people it's going to be forgiveness. there may be an opportunity for other people in your life that you need to actually create that distance so that you can just sort out what your energy is. So this month, more than ever, it's important for you to know who you are, what you're looking for, and to not let other people's energy get in the way of that. And I would say when it comes to looking for new love, I'm not actually getting much of that this month. But if you do start a new relationship, really make sure that you're rested, and that if the other person is having a lot of energetic issues going on, that you try to not get overly involved in that. You've got a lot going on, and with the Strength card here, you want to focus your energy into whatever this big event is or this big opportunity to stand up and kind of have your own moment in the spotlight. Don't let someone else's energy impede with that. So protect yourself and try not to let other people pull you down. And I think that's the main message for love this month. And again, for those of you that haven't experienced what it's like to do a grounding meditation or protecting meditation, or even like how to smudge and clear energy in your house and on your person, there's some videos, some on my website and plenty on YouTube that you can look at to really enhance and further your knowledge in that area. All right, let's take a look now at your Destiny card. This gives you a chance to decide if you're happy with the trajectory that you're headed in, and if not, this is a chance for you to kind of check in with your internal GPS and exercise free will. So without any further delay, let's go ahead and see what the message is for Destiny. Give it one more shuffle. Actually, this card just volunteered to come out. So when I see this card, I actually am focusing on money and opportunities. To me, it reads actually as an Ace of Pentacles to me. And also what's cool about this is because this is sort of like a vine almost here. When I'm looking at this, the way that you can either bring money or opportunity into your life, it's not going to be solely with you. This is a card of teamwork. And I would say what's really important for you to focus on this month is assembling a team of people that you trust in your life and that you want to be partnered up with. Together, you guys can create something beautiful and can share in the wealth that comes from that. Whether that's about your family or a business, it really doesn't matter. But what I see is that the team equals success. It's not, you're going to have a moment to shine, but I want you to give some recognition to the team at large as well, because I feel like any successful person, it's not a solo act. There's usually an army of people that are supporting and helping you. Pick that army well and then reward them, reward the team, thank them, and allow for them to take part in the success. It's going to be really important for you, not just in this moment, but in the future, because they're going to have your back and they'll be there for you when it counts. Let's go ahead now and review all of the information that we covered today. When we were talking about the channeled information, it was really to pay attention to trying to avoid a false start, but acknowledging that sometimes that happens, and when it happens, to assume that the universe is guiding you to a better situation, to a better time to launch, to a better time to share whatever it is you want to share about yourself. And I definitely see that kind of moment coming through with the Star card. The Star card is your chance to shine, your chance to sometimes step up, and it's in the crossing position, overseeing here the King of Cups in reverse, which is saying that it's really important for you to not let your emotions take you off that path of success. Your catalyst this month was the Dragon card, and the Dragon card is speaking to the fact that if you can see the power that others see within you, you could be unstoppable. And even if you can't, you want to project this feeling that I want to be the person that you think that I am. That's at least a step towards owning your own power. So believe that you have the potential, if nothing else, and then realize that potential. As we look at the rest of the cards here, we already talked about the Star. I talked about foundational elements associated with the Four of Pentacles, and also making sure that you really are excited and happy about what you want to bring to the world. I talked to another sign about like coming out and sharing something. You always want to do it from a place of power and security, not from a place of questioning. So if there are any questions, hold back, delay. Really pay attention to contracts and anything that's written, including marketing materials this month. And when we're looking at non-business things like communication with your spouse and friends, make sure that what you're saying has value and that you're not just sort of doing all of the talking, because sometimes the Queen of Swords can be too talkative, and so I want you to make sure that you're empathic and opening up. I love that your crowning card is Strength. All you have to do is own that card, because you have everything that you need this month to get through with aplomb, with a great sense of pride and an understanding that it's there and that you can make it happen. It's important, again, for you to, if there's anything that you want to change, you'll have a second chance perhaps, especially if you get a second set of eyes on this. So it's important to revise and not assume that everything that you've done is ready to go immediately. That revision process is going to save you time, money, and possibly protect your reputation or your brand in the long run. It's a month of forgiveness. If there's someone that you've had a vendetta with or you've been estranged with and you're tired of holding that energy, let it go. It's going to heal you. It's going to heal them as well. Any delays that come through are actually there to protect you, and you can learn from them. Keep your mind open to new ideas. Try to expand your knowledge as well this month. It's a good time to do research. Remember that if there is any sort of perceived problem or issue that comes through, be like the blacksmith here. Reshape your perception of your present reality, and then your reality becomes something different. For health, we have a beautiful version of the Devil card, which is an empowered one that says heal, and this is your chance to step away from anything that could be causing harm to you or others with your health, whether that's eating, substance abuse, etc. Now is the time to ask for help and to feel that you're ready to move forward. Money situations are going to improve. We didn't get a lot about money this month. The only card that we got was one where it's not quite where I'd like it to be for business and for personal sustainability. So I see that you're now able to perhaps find a new job or a new way of making money. Let that be what you focus on, not the fact that you haven't exactly had everything that you wanted up until now. Be cautious as you enter new relationships. Make sure that your own energy is protected. You can do that through meditation practice, but just generally speaking, you can do that by making sure that you aren't getting too close to people from a spatial point of view and also not getting too much in their business. Your Destiny card reminds you that it's through teamwork that your greatest successes can happen this month, and all good leaders recognize the contributions of the team. So be that good leader in your own life and share the wealth, share the success, and that's going to not only make you look good, but make you feel good because it's the right thing to do. So that brings this monthly reading to a close, but it was my pleasure to bring all of this information to you as always. And if you're ever in a point of your life where you need more guidance and this general reading isn't enough for you, feel free to reach out to me. I do have a link right in the description area below where you can check rates and availability to set up a one-on-one appointment with me. And I'd be happy to look at your life and what's going on with you. Additionally, if you would like to support this channel so that additional videos like this can get made, or that I can buy new card decks, etc., you can donate to the channel, and that's where the proceeds go. It's for cost of production and materials. And there are two ways to do that. You can do that through my website, and donations start at as little as $1, and that goes a long way. If 10 people donate, then I have a new deck of cards. So think about doing that if you found some value in what you're doing, and I really do appreciate that. If you'd like to stay in touch, you can do so through multiple outlets, actually. The easiest way, of course, is simply to subscribe to this channel. There's a subscription button right underneath the video, and there's also a little bell icon. You'll want to do both because the subscribe button will basically populate the homepage of YouTube with my videos when I put new videos out, and the little bell icon will send you an email whenever new videos have been posted to the channel. I would also suggest that you sign up for my newsletter if you like getting that kind of email notification. I really only send it about once a month unless there's something newsworthy, and I'll let you know of all of the new videos that I post during the previous month, and also when I put the new videos out for that month. Additionally, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and that's a great way to know when I post guided meditations or any new videos, or if there's something newsworthy. Just a note for Instagram, I recently changed my channel. I'm putting everything now on one channel. I had a personal and a business one. It's all going to be one. If you followed my old business one, you'll want to follow this new handle, which is at Nicholas_Ashbaugh. There'll be a link below, and you can also just go to the profile page of my old channel and click that, and it'll take you there. And finally, and most importantly, every month I like to end with a note of gratitude. I'm so happy that we do this month to month because I believe that each of us is starting to grow and expand our light. And as I meditated on all signs this month, which I do before each set of monthly videos, I saw a chain of light starting to form. And I really think that that's what we're doing here. And we need that in the planet right now, because there are so many forces that are contrary to the light, challenging people to be afraid or nervous or uncertain. So as you develop your own light and support fellow light workers out there in your day-to-day life, then we can become stronger and become an equal and complementary force to all of the other things that are going on. So keep working on yourself, and I'm so happy that you've allowed me for the last 25 or 30 minutes to be a part of your development. Keep doing that. It makes me very, very happy to know that I'm having a small impact like that. Okay? Much love and light and abundance to you this month. Remember, you have what it takes to shine this month. Any delays that happen are there for your benefit, and you also have the ability to reshape your perspective and also perception of anything that's going on. If you keep those things close to heart, then you're going to be able to successfully sail through any challenges March brings you. See you very soon. Bye-bye.